Have you ever thought about what the end of times will be like? This is a question that intrigues and even frightens many people. Today, we're going to explore, based on the Bible, the surprising events that will take place before and after the return of Jesus. Get ready for a revealing journey. The prophet Daniel warns us about the arrival of a remarkable man, a political leader who will emerge at a crucial moment in history. This man, known as the Antichrist, will possess impressive charisma and remarkable intelligence. He will gain the trust of many by using a discourse that promises peace and prosperity. The Antichrist will convince religious leaders that the solution for humanity is to create a global alliance, which, according to him, will bring harmony to all the peoples of the earth. Now, imagine the scene. When this peace treaty is signed, something extraordinary will happen: the Rapture. People will be going about their normal routines when suddenly the news will break. Thousands of people have mysteriously vanished around the world. Only their clothes will remain, and despair will spread, especially among mothers who realize their children have been taken without explanation. Panic will engulf families. The consequences will be catastrophic. Flights will be cancelled after accidents where aircraft fall from the sky. Traffic will become absolute chaos, with multiple collisions happening simultaneously. Hospitals will be overcrowded with victims, but many doctors and nurses will also disappear. This scene of despair will be just the beginning of a tumultuous period. The Apostle Paul warns us about this rapture in his first letter to the Thessalonians. The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. When humanity declares that everything is safe and peaceful, destruction will arrive suddenly, like labor pains. However, Paul reassures the faithful, stating that they are not in darkness and will not be caught off guard. Have you thought about the chaos that the rapture will cause around the world? Millions of people will disappear at once, and security cameras will record this inexplicable phenomenon. What once seemed like a calm world will turn into a sea of uncertainty. Meanwhile, the Antichrist will quickly rise to become the global leader. In the early moments of his reign, he will promote an environment of peace, persuading leaders worldwide that his leadership will bring political, economic, and spiritual stability. He will be a complex figure, capable of conveying both strength and calmness. His personal magnetism will make him one of the most admired figures in history. Scholars of the Book of Revelation predict that, in the first months of this new government, a significant change will occur. Palestinians will recognize Israel as a nation and allow the construction of a third temple in Jerusalem, while Jews will cede part of the city for the capital of Palestine. However, this Antichrist's alliance will only bring temporary and superficial peace. Initially, the atmosphere will be one of hope, but after 3.5 years, reality will change drastically. Happiness will transform into anguish, and the period of the Great Tribulation will begin. The world will face a series of natural disasters: burning forests, erupting volcanoes, and devastating earthquakes. Fear and anguish will dominate those who are left behind. The prophet Joel has already warned us about this day. The day of the Lord is near. It will come like a powerful destruction from the Almighty. Economies will collapse, cities will be devastated, and desperate people will try to escape from crisis-stricken regions. The world will suddenly enter an unprecedented collapse. In this apocalyptic scenario, world leaders will seek natural resources to rebuild their economies, leading to wars over scarce resources. Smaller countries, which have valuable assets like water and oil, will likely be crushed by the powers. Selfishness will reign, and political alliances will crumble amid the struggle for survival. After devastating smaller nations, the great powers will face off in fierce battles using nuclear and biological weapons. The result will be an even greater collapse, with the population suffering from shortages of food and water. The last horseman of the apocalypse, death, will drastically reduce the world's population. And the survivors? They will become refugees, wandering from place to place, trying to escape the crossfire between the powers. In this chaotic context, invading armies will attack Israel, but God will intervene to protect his people. He will use an earthquake to create military confusion and send plagues accompanied by hail and fire. After this series of events, the Antichrist will seem invincible, but his arrogance will lead him to challenge Jesus. However, Christ will return to earth glorious and defeat him in the famous battle of Armageddon. After this battle, Satan will be imprisoned for 1,000 years, a period during which peace will reign for those who remain. During this time, the faithful who were martyred by the Antichrist will be resurrected and will reign with Christ. In Revelation 20, we read that I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for their testimony about Jesus. These believers will be resurrected and will live in a world of peace. At the end of this millennium, Satan will be released again to deceive the nations, gathering a vast army. These nations will march to Jerusalem, but God will send fire from heaven and destroy them completely. At that moment, Satan will be thrown into the lake of fire, where the beast and the Antichrist were already being tormented forever. God will appear from his throne, and everyone will stand before him. The book of life will be opened, and each person will be judged according to their actions. A new heaven and a new earth will emerge, bringing eternal life of peace and joy. In this new world, God will dwell among his people, where there will be no more sadness, pain, or suffering. Death will no longer exist. At the end of the book of Revelation, the Lord leaves us with a clear message. Behold, I am coming soon. My reward is with me. If this reflection on the events of the end times has touched your heart, subscribe to the channel and share this message with your friends. God bless you.